Just give the people a little breakdown of who you are.
My name is
Yep.
Tariq,
Tariq.
and myself and my partner, one of my best friends since 4th grade, Matt Zingler, we started Rolling Loud together.
What's the parties you would throw?
Well,
Where were they? Like,
it started in high school. We would throw parties at my grandma's house.
wait, was grandma home?
So at other people's houses is when the parents are out of town.
Right.
But at grandma's there.
She's in on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Grandma's
been a very big piece of like the building of Rolling Loud. We conceptualized. I like to think we conceptualized Rolling Loud at grandma's house. She had a sunroom. We would be recording there with up and coming rappers and stuff. Grandma's the one, man.
But you were in the house.
Yeah.
Did she like ever bring like snacks?
No, she wasn't that type. She would just walk around the party checking it out. She was just happy to have us there. My grandma's like 4'9". She's really short and she's the sweetest lady. We were just music fans that liked to throw parties growing up, and I always wanted to get in the music industry, and I saw promoting concerts as a way to get in. And so I started that early in 2010. That time frame, EDM was like the shit.
Huge, yeah.
It was like wherever you went. Like there wasn't like a hip hop night. Like what were you talking about?
Hip hop almost disappeared.
Like it was like Yin Yang Twins was the hip hop night.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm in Tallahassee, Florida, by the way. So I'm in the South. So like there was like a big disparity of like and then like DJ Khaled, Yin Yang Twins, Birdman.
Yeah, Little John.
So like that was the scene, and I saw people getting money doing the EDM promo, paying the nightclub and paying the artists and selling the tickets. And I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. And then I see the hood promoters doing it with the type of hip hop I was just talking about, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But nobody's booking who I'm listening to right now. And that was Currency, Wiz, Mac Miller, Nipsey Hussle, Big Sean, Wale, those type of artists. So that's where we were like, okay, I'm gonna do that.
Right, so you saw a void.
Yeah.
You saw something that was missing. And
yeah, those artists weren't coming to Florida. So I was like, we could do this.
It was rough. It was at that time, it was rough for hip hop artists.
It was definitely rough, but those artists I just mentioned, and then it transitioned to like the underachievers, Denzel Curry's, Rob Banks, like all these artists kind of like paved the way for hip hop to become like the shit, because they were like the cool kids, and it was like you were doing these 600 person shows, these 1,000 person shows, 300 person shows, but like the energy in there was like it was the coolest shit. And that groundwork of 5 years of doing that with all these different artists just like built up this base for like, and when a new artist came on the scene, it was like, you're about to hit this circuit now.
Right, there's a circuit built for it already.
Yeah, exactly.
So was the first one in Miami?
February 28th, 2015 at Soho Studios, a warehouse.
That's when you started calling it Rolling Loud?
That was the first Rolling Loud concert.
Wow, how many people was that?
It was like 6,500.
That's still a crazy number.
No, it was crazy. We had 4.
That's the first one?
Yeah, we had 4 stages. We had Schoolboy Q, Travis Scott, Action Bronson, Juicy J, Currency.
Right, and if you're an outsider looking in, it looks like you just took the hottest artists from today and put them on your festival. It's like, no, they've been here.
They've been at the festival the year before and the year before that.
Font.
Yeah.
And then you see
that's the coolest shit, is the flyer is like, we got the headliner and then this bedrock of artists, but it's like, someone got to make like a timeline or fucking time lapse. It's like, it's pretty cool.
Crazy. In Miami, the Rolling Loud I went to, I was rolling with the Monster Crew, obviously, and I saw Fresher perform. Bro, the energy felt younger, newer, like they were going nuts, like rock concert status.
It's almost like a punk rock show.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and I attribute that to like these artists really just DIY'd their whole fan base and went on tour for small venues and built it up, and they got some aggressive music and the mosh pits are happening, and scale it up to Rolling Loud. It's just a bigger thing. But something about Miami, man. I don't know if it's something in the water or what, but these fans in Miami go crazy.
Go crazy. Okay, how's the New York fans?
the New York fans, I was blown away because I thought that a New York hip hop crowd was just gonna just nod and like be too cool, you know? I just thought that was the vibe in New York. Nah, man.
Yeah.
Nah.
They go
New
nuts.
York went crazy. You know who's too cool for school is LA.
LA.
LA fans are out there just
Really?
I don't know if they're too high or what it is,
Yeah.
but they're just like chilling. Right. New York, going crazy.
Yeah, you know what's funny? New York, when I grew up, it was like that. The Wu-Tang, Onyx, all that era was like rowdy, wild, and I was a kid. And then it got really cool. And then I noticed, like as a DJ, I like to make people dance. And I stopped DJing a lot in New York because no one was dancing. It was like bottle service clubs and no one was moving. And then I saw it start to come back. It start to spread, and like as it got younger, it was like all the dancing was coming back. And like, you know, not to say like, you know, like TikTok dances and all that stuff, but like it ties in, you know what I mean? And they started coming up with all these new dance, like Millie Rock and all that stuff, and it started to creep back in. I was like, oh, I gotta get back into DJing because like it's fun again.
I had the wrong viewpoint. I guess I thought it was still like what you're saying, people not moving, but they were moving.
They were going, I mean,
like, I remember being on stage and looking out at the crowd and being like, yo, are we in Miami?
Yeah.
What's going on? It was lit.
What about how's Australia?
Australia has a lot of these really strong white dudes with the hair and the tan and the girl on the shoulders, and I'm just like, yo, you're a character. Like, you look like a cartoon character, like Johnny, or what's it called? What's the guy with the blonde hair? Johnny Bravo?
Yeah.
It was like a whole bunch of Johnny Bravos in the crowd. I'm like, what?
It was rocking.
No disrespect, like that's just, they got good physiques over there, I guess.
Oh yeah, they did. You know, I'm a DJ, so I'm partial to it, but like having a DJ be a part of the thing where like, the same way you break music on a mixtape or on the radio or on a live stream, you can do that at a show. So like you have a DJ do a set and then bring out artists, you know? Like
we have two DJs at Rolling Loud that we manage, and they're also our in-house DJs. It's DJ Scheme and DJ Five Venoms. Five Venoms brought out fucking Fabio Foreign at the New York show, and now look, right? And then Scheme was XXX Tentacion's DJ, he was Juice WRLD's best friend, and he's Ski Mask DJ. And with that, he just has great relationships, so that's how the Kid Laroi thing happened. We were literally over here, he's like, yo, I want to bring this kid out on my set. I'm like, oh, Laroi, I heard of him, like Jeff Vaughn or somebody told me about him. And now he's massive. About to have I think he's got a Justin Bieber song dropping, or it just dropped, crazy.
I got a Justin Bieber freestyle from Hot 97.
Legendary.
That counts as anything.
Nah, I remember that actually.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You run over like a Gangstar beat or something?
Yeah. Man,
I'm hip. I'm hip.
R.I.P. to
Bro, you know what's really sad? And I don't want to bring this interview down. There's a lot of RIPs in the list you have. It's a lot of RIPs, man. Like,
it's a lot of RIPs in hip hop in general.
Especially more lately, it feels like. It's really, you know what?
It's unfortunate because it's a common theme on both, on the ones on Rolling Loud alumni that have passed away have been primarily for two causes: gun violence or drug overdose. And both of those are some things that I believe are preventable, and I think it starts with just our community, just kind of, at least the drug one. It's like, yo, we could really manage this. We could really take care of each other a little better and try to manage that better. I understand we're all not perfect and people can fall off the wagon. I understand, so I'm not trying to say that there's a silver bullet, but I feel like we could address that one a little better. I've been talking about this 300 Entertainment. I got no business with them, no deal, but I respect the people over there. They are now providing mental health care and rehab for their artists. You know, that Famous Dex just relapsed or whatever, and they sent him to rehab. Right. They've sent him to rehab multiple times, no cost to him. Right. Now, whether or not they make him recoup that, I don't know. But it's still really cool. It's forward thinking for me for labels to get into the business of providing healthcare, mental health care for their artists.
I mean, listen, as a person to person, yes, that's something that needs to be handled. Person to person though, is often an awkward conversation, right? Also, a lot of people that would help you are also on your payroll. So now they're thinking, I don't want to rock the boat and not get paid anymore.
Or get fired.
So it's like,
well, that's the beauty of the label, though. The
That's
label,
what I'm saying.
if you signed them, they can't fire you.
right.
And it's actually the lamest part about the label, but they could use it to their advantage.
Right.
It's crazy how these artists get stuck with these labels, right? Well, if you're stuck with the label should be the one feeding you some more hard truth and giving you more resources and really taking care of you.
Yeah.
Because like y'all are married, at least for X amount of albums.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
seems like you can see it. I mean, I've been in a situation myself, like, I don't want to, I feel bad saying something, but I have to say something, you know? And luckily I didn't lose what I thought I was gonna lose, but I'm like, before the payment, before the financial reason, you're a friend of mine. So I gotta say something. And luckily it worked out, but he could have easily been like, you know what, you're fired, you're off the tour. And I'm like, oh, now I just sit at home with in my hand. Which I do anyway.
Standard practice.
How does since we're in the green room, how has the Monster relationship grown?
Monster's been our partner since 2016 or 2017. It's 2021 now, we're still partners. They sponsor a stage, they do activations, and they bring people like you through to do a bunch of cool content and stuff. And I just love how they push, how they really just push music forward, and they support a bunch of artists.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Over the pandemic, we did some cool stuff, because obviously we couldn't do our concerts.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
But now you just cut me out of the interview.
Sorry.
Go ahead. What happened during the pandemic? Go ahead, just say what it is. No, go ahead, please.
So
I want to be on this too. I need shine too. Hey, what about last year? Let me do seriously. What about last year? How did you guys get through the pandemic?
it was tough, man. No, honestly, it was
It's
tough.
not funny, but it's funny.
We, the pandemic hits. We think we're about to be doing the Miami show for 2020. I was supposed to be our best show yet, et cetera, et cetera. Boom, gotta move it.
Did you announce it? It was announced.
It was
right?
announced, yeah. We
It was
announced
ready
it
to
in
go,
January
yeah.
2020. We sold it out. It was great, you know? Boom, can't do the show. Got a refund, a bunch of people, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, dude, we gotta keep the brand alive.
Have to.
Because already I was saying we're not just a festival. Already, me and my partner Matt, we've always been like, yo, this is a lifestyle brand. Like, we sell merch,
I can tell you're not just a festival. It's like more than that.
At the beginning of the year, I was like, yo, we need to do more content, more merch. Then, boom, pandemic hits. All right, I guess we have to only do content now. How can we do what we do, et cetera, et cetera. We ended up doing a partnership with Twitch where we did 4 virtual festivals, basically the same thing as Rolling Loud, just less artists and no in real life fans.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we did 5 shows every week, Monday through Friday. We had a different show Monday through Friday. So Monday was gaming, Tuesday was like a podcast style show called The Rotation. Wednesday was Got Bars, sponsored by Monster Energy, where it was basically like The Voice or American Idol or one of those talent shows, but specifically for rappers. 4 different rappers would FaceTime in, and they would each spit a 16 a cappella. The chat would like vote them down to 2.
Crazy.
Like in the chat.
Yeah.
And then our judges would then pick one. They would go on like week by week.
So if you won one week, you'd go to the next week?
Yeah, and then you were in like a 4-week bracket, and whoever won the 4th week of that bracket went on to the finals. So we ended up with 5 finalists, and the winner, they got a record deal from Empire, and they got their song played on 99 Jams.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool opportunity.
Yeah.
All powered by Monster, and we did that, and an artist won. His name's Dupree G.O.D. We did the finals in person because the pandemic had kind of chilled out a little bit. Streamed it on Twitch, hella viewers, and now the artist is about to perform at Rolling Loud, and he's got a Monster Energy relationship now. He's getting product and stuff.
What is it about the Rolling Loud festival / brand that keeps people coming back every year, and not even just coming back, growing?
You know, I think it's the artists constantly pushing the envelope and one-upping themselves and their peers and just releasing more and more music that the fans are eating up. Also just hip-hop just dominating and driving culture. I think with the way hip-hop drives culture within athletics, within politics, within movies, within just across the spectrum of culture, like any way you can engage with people, hip-hop has a presence. I mean, down to fashion, Dior, Travis Scott just did the Dior runway thing. So all touch points of culture, hip-hop has a presence. We are just a mirror of the strength of hip-hop culture. I like to say, I said this already, we're like the hip-hop Disney World. So as strong as hip-hop is, I think that's why we'll keep the fans coming back. And the why is also us staying true to hip-hop culture as it is presently, while still honoring the past and looking to where it's going in the future. So we just try to represent those three things and just try to do better. I don't know. I think the fans know that, I think the real fans know that these two guys and their team started this thing, and we're just getting better. We're just getting started.
And they trust you, I think.
They trust us to try our best and to do better than the last time.
Yeah.
And they also trust us to bring memorable performances that you might not never get to see again. You know, and, like you mentioned, unfortunately we've lost a lot of artists. And you know, like XXXTentacion's final performance was at Rolling Loud Miami. You know, like, and if you were at that show, you were one of the 60 or whatever thousand people that got to witness that.
Rolling Loud, man, you've done a lot of things. We appreciate, I'm just gonna say for the culture, we appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
That you're so connected to it and finding all these like newer artists that it's not that they need exposure, but getting it turns their whole life around. It literally turns people's lives around.
That's what we're in it for. We're proud to provide that opportunity, and it's symbiotic, you know? We get benefit from that too, but the biggest benefit is just the vibes.
Symbiotic. Yeah, symbiotic, yeah.
It's like mutually beneficial.
I knew what it was. I was doing a joke.
I'm telling them.
I was doing a joke.
I'm telling them.
I was supposed to go to NYU.
Me too.
Were you?
I was supposed to go to a bunch of good colleges.
Why didn't you go?
I didn't even apply to them because I didn't want to live in those cities.
You know I live in New York?
I just didn't want to live in New York.
Florida people don't, they usually don't.
To me, it was California or I'll stay my ass in Florida.
Surfer.
Yeah.
Surfer life.
Yeah.
I didn't go to NYU because I was DJing for Lil' Kim.
And that's cool. That's cool.
I'm somebody.
That's cool.
This is, you know what? This is done. I feel disrespected.
Grandma, let me call you back. All right, I love you.
Grandma.